Hey there, welcome back to our Wednesday updates. We're coming to you live from the Fossil Cartel. My name is Susan, I'm the owner, and I wanted to give you two updates first before we go to, I'm going to explain how to clean your rocks and crystals. So don't forget we're having a Halloween contest. If you haven't entered, I highly recommend you do. It's a $100 value that we're giving away. You could see above or below somewhere on our Facebook page. It's right there. You can enter, you just click name, email address, all that stuff. And on the 30th, which is next Monday, I'm going to pick a winner, a random winner. So by all means, go ahead and do that. And then yesterday we had our first Get Stoned with the Fossil Cartel at 420 contest. It's just a little giveaway where you have to guess the stone, and then I pick a random person that guessed correctly. It was a lot of fun. The next one, so it's every third Tuesday of the month. The next one is on November 28th, so stay tuned for that. Okay, so how do you clean your rocks? First of all, let me make sure this is straight, because I think I was a little crooked there. Well, sorry, it's the best I can do. Okay, so there's several ways you could clean your rocks. Of course, there's always dusting, really simple. You can use a feather duster, you could use a dust cloth. That's just the simple way to do a quick cleanse. And then you can vacuum, like if it's a big piece, you could vacuum. Now, the problem with dusting and vacuuming something like a big amethyst cluster cathedral is that eventually what happens, you know, dust is made up of mostly skin particles. Well, there's some oils from your skin that are attached to those skin dust particles. And so what happens is it coats the amethyst with this little bit of, it makes the dust stick to it, in other words. So you can try to dust it with a feather duster or a cloth, but it might not all come off. So what you can do is take an old toothbrush and take some soapy water, and I'm going to grab an amethyst right now, and you just scrub it with the soapy water and a toothbrush or some kind of brush, like this. Really easy. You just scrub it, and then you rinse it, and voila, you've got a clean amethyst again, and it'll sparkle and be bright just like it was when you first got it. And if you have a really big one, what you can do is after you brush it down with soapy water, you can take the hose or pressure washer and just hose it off. It's amazing how it'll work and clean it up. Okay, that's that. And then the other thing is if you have a shiny rock, let's see, I'm gonna go grab something real quick. Like here's a rose quartz that's been polished, and if it's got some gunk on it, you could take a chamois cloth and just wipe it. And or if there's like fingerprints on it, like if you have a shiny obsidian piece and it's got a bunch of smudges and fingerprints, just take a chamois cloth and wipe it. Chamois cloths you can buy in auto supply stores because a lot of people use them in their cars. You can find them online, Target, you can find them almost everywhere. It's really handy to have. And then if you have a piece of amber and it got dull, you could try the chamois cloth, but you could also try a silver polishing cloth. We have these for our jewelry. They have a little chemical on them, and it's a little bit of a grit. So it'll work even better on the amber if you use it to polish it up. And then also, if the sticky stuff isn't coming off with that, you can use stuff like Goo Gone. You can also try using nail polish remover or rubbing alcohol, isopropyl alcohol. I wouldn't recommend the alcoholic acetone on amber or malachite or turquoise. Trying to think of some of the more porous stones that might take off the polish, but all the other stones fine, no problem. And what else? And last but not least, if you go digging for rocks like quartz, say, a lot of times it comes out with an iron coating on it, an iron stain. And so what you have to do to get that off is you have to soak it in oxalic or muriatic acid. Now, I did that once. I tell you, I do not want to do it again. It is super toxic. Oh my God, I thought I was going to die from this. Well, yeah, you use a gas mask, you put something over your nose, but even then, I to never want to do that again. Let somebody else do it. There is a quartz that is stained with the iron that won't come off with oxalic or muriatic acid. It's called tangerine quartz. Let me grab one. Here's some examples, kind of hard to see, but it's an orange stained quartz. And normally that would come off with the acid, but in this case it doesn't, and so they call them tangerine quartz. They're pretty hard to come by. They came out into the market about 10 years ago, and then you couldn't find them anymore. Well, we got some recently, so there's a little bit still on the market, or maybe a new pocket came out. So those are the ways you can clean your stones. Hope that was helpful. If you think of something I didn't think of, please leave a comment below. And then I also wanted to share with you all the new stuff we've gotten in since we talked last Wednesday. Oh, and by the way, I want to apologize for last Wednesday. I was live, but it didn't get posted. I'm having all sorts of trouble with the Facebook Live. As you can see right now, I'm vertical. I can't get it to go the other way. So I'm sorry about last week, but I had a couple of great Facebook stories I shared. I'll share them again at one point. But anyway, so meanwhile, oh, and there's probably some other new stuff that you guys didn't get to see, but I'll add that the next week. But for now, we got in some more pyrite spheres, big and small, really sparkly, the crystals. And we got in some of the pyrite hearts as well. We got in some stromatolite massage wands and hearts. Now, stromatolite is fascinating. Stromatolite is the oldest possible fossil. It's 2.3 billion years old. It's fossilized bacteria or algae. 2.3 billion years old. That's like, it's crazy enough to try to think about millions of years old fossils, but this stuff, and it's from Peru. We also got in some bigger single desert roses. These are so pretty. These are from Mexico. And by the way, in case you didn't know, the white edges are actually created by man. They pack it in sand and they heat it up and it creates those white edges. We got in some more optical calcite. This is in the rhomboid shape. It cleaves this way. We have some clear and then some like honey golden colored. This is also known as Icelandic spar because the Vikings used to use it as a navigational tool when they were sailing because it refracts the light in such a way they could tell which direction they were going. If you put it under some print, oh, you might not be able to see this, but if you put it under some print, you'll see that it double refracts. So yeah, it's not, well, if you try it at home, it'll work, I promise. Double refracts, makes two images. We also got in some red branch coral from the Mediterranean. Now, I always thought this stuff was illegal, but what it is it's regulated. So they give permits to certain people to harvest this from the Mediterranean. And this branch coral comes by way of Morocco. It's so pretty, I love it. We got in some more float copper. So float copper is different than regular copper because it was picked up and carried to another location by a glacier. And they're rare, they're hard to get, they're from Michigan. And they just polish the surface of the copper. These are really cool. We got in some more malachite turtles. We got bigger ones, regular land turtles, and we also got smaller, oh, we got some sea turtles too. I didn't bring one, but then we have smaller ones. And then we also got in some new styles of earrings. They're really pretty. This one's in peridot. We've got labradorite. We also have a rainbow moonstone and garnet too. It's like that granulation work from Bali. Let's see, I think that's it for today. Yeah. All right, so enter the Halloween contest. And if you're into the healing properties of stones, check with us on Mondays, because we do Metaphysical Mondays. Sometimes I'll do a Facebook Live, and sometimes we'll just have a post. But other than that, I hope you're having a good day, and take care. We'll see you next time. Ciao.